Hi everyone and welcome back. It's Betty here and I'm so excited you're joining me for today's video. Before we get into today's topic, make sure to hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and comment below telling me where you're watching from. I love seeing where my amazing audience is from. Now, let's dive in. You know, there's nothing quite like the joy of being a grandparent. That little voice calling your name, the hugs that feel like pure sunshine, the way their eyes light up when they see you, it's one of life's greatest blessings. But what happens when those visits become fewer and farther between? When phone calls turn into quick texts, and suddenly, you realize, your grandkids are drifting away? It's a pain that cuts deep, isn't it? And what's worse, you might not even realize you're doing things that push them away without meaning to. Today, we're going to talk about 3 common mistakes seniors make that can unknowingly create distance with their grandchildren. These aren't things we do on purpose. In fact, we often do them because we love our grandkids so much. But small changes can make a world of difference in keeping those bonds strong. Now, before we dive in, I want you to know, this isn't about blame. It's about awareness. Because when we know better, we can do better. And you deserve to have those precious relationships thrive. So, let's start with the first mistake, one that comes straight from the heart, but can backfire if we're not careful. Mistake number 1, loving them too much. Yes, it's possible. Wait, how can you love someone too much? Isn't love always a good thing? Of course it is. But sometimes, the way we express that love can feel overwhelming to younger generations. Think about it, when your grandkids visit, do you smother them with hugs and kisses before they've even taken off their shoes? Do you shower them with gifts every single time, even if they've asked you not to? Here's the hard truth, kids, especially teenagers, need space to breathe. If every interaction feels like an obligation, where they're forced to accept affection or gifts they didn't ask for, they'll start to pull away. Not because they don't love you, but because they feel like they can't just be themselves around you. So what's the fix? Meet them where they are. Instead of rushing in with hugs, try a simple, "Hey, it's so good to see you," and let them initiate physical affection. Instead of material gifts, offer experiences, ask about their hobbies, their friends, their latest obsession, even if you don't understand it. Show interest in their world, and they'll feel valued, not smothered. Mistake number 2, living in the past instead of their present. We all love sharing stories of back in our day. And there's nothing wrong with that, your life experiences are valuable. But if every conversation turns into, "When I was your age," or "Kids these days just don't," your grandkids will start to feel like you don't see them. Imagine if every time you talk to someone, they compared you to a version of themselves from 50 years ago. It'd get exhausting, wouldn't it? The truth is, the world has changed, and that's okay. Your grandkids aren't growing up in the same world you did. Instead of resisting that, try stepping into their reality. Ask them about their favorite YouTube channels, the games they play, or the music they listen to. You don't have to like it, just show them you care enough to try to understand. Because here's the beautiful thing, when you bridge that gap, they'll start asking you about your past on their own. And those conversations will mean so much more. Now, let's talk about the third mistake, one that's so subtle, you might not even realize you're doing it. Mistake number 3, making them feel like a burden. This one stings, because it comes from such a good place. Maybe you say things like, "Oh, you don't have to visit me. I know you're busy. I don't want to bother you with my problems. You should be out having fun, not stuck here with me." You think you're being selfless. But what your grandkids hear is, you're not really wanted here. They want to be part of your life, but if they constantly feel like they're doing you a favor by spending time with you, those visits will start to feel like chores instead of joys. So instead, try this. "I'd love to see you whenever you're free, no pressure. You always brighten my day when you visit." Tell me what's new with you. I love hearing about your life. Small shifts in language make a huge difference. Now, I know this is a lot to take in, and we've only just scratched the surface. But the good news? These changes aren't hard. They just take a little awareness. And further ahead in the video we'll go even deeper, because there's more to this story. We'll talk about how technology plays a role, why guilt trips never work, and how to rebuild a connection if it's already fading. While those first 3 mistakes are common, there are a few more subtle things that can creep into our relationships without us even noticing. And these? They're often the real reason grandkids start to pull away. So let's pick up where we left off and dive into the next layer of this, the hidden habits that might be keeping your grandkids at arm's length. The silent drift, when love feels like pressure. Have you ever found yourself saying something like, "I never hear from you anymore. Your cousin calls her grandma every week. I guess you're too busy for me now." We say these things because we miss them. Because it hurts when we don't hear from them. But here's the problem, what feels like an expression of love to us can feel like guilt to them. And guilt? It doesn't build connection. It builds resentment. Think about it, if every time your grandchild talks to you, they walk away feeling like they've failed you somehow, how eager will they be to call again? The truth is, younger generations communicate differently. They might not call every Sunday at 3 p.m. like we used to, but they do text. They send memes. They comment on Facebook posts. And if we dismiss those little interactions as not enough, we're missing the love they are showing us, just in their own way. So instead of guilt tripping, try meeting them where they are. Send them a funny meme. Leave a comment on their Instagram post. Show them you're willing to speak their language, and suddenly, staying in touch won't feel like a chore to them, it'll feel like connection. The technology trap, I just don't understand all that new stuff. Now, I get it, technology can feel overwhelming. Why do phones keep changing? What even is TikTok? And why do they spend so much time staring at screens? But here's the hard truth, if we shut ourselves off from their world completely, we're telling them, your interests don't matter to me. Imagine if your grandkids refused to listen to your stories because old people talk too much. You'd feel dismissed, wouldn't you? That's how they feel when we scoff at their video games, their social media, or their weird music. Now, I'm not saying you have to become a tech expert overnight. But asking simple questions like, how does this app work? Can you show me your favorite game? What's this song about? Can open up a whole new way to bond. Because when you show interest in their world, they'll start wanting to share yours, too. The comparison game, why can't you be more like? This one's a big one. Maybe you've said things like, your brother always visits me. Your friend Lily is so polite, why can't you be like that? When I was your age, I would never have. We think we're encouraging them to be better. But what they hear is, you're not good enough. And nothing pushes a grandchild away faster than feeling like they'll never measure up. So instead of comparing, try celebrating what makes them unique. Maybe they're not the chatty one, but they're the one who always helps you fix your phone. Maybe they don't call often, but when they do, they really listen. Find those special things about them, and let them know you see it. Because everyone, especially kids, craves the feeling of being truly known and loved for who they are. Now, I know this is a lot to think about. And you might be wondering, what if I've already made these mistakes? Is it too late to fix things? Absolutely not. You know what's truly beautiful about family? It's never too late for a new beginning. No matter what's happened in the past, no matter how much distance has grown between you and your grandchildren, today can be the day you start rebuilding that bridge. Till now we talked about some of those unconscious habits that might be pushing our grandkids away. Maybe you recognized yourself in some of them. I know I did when I first learned about these patterns. But here's what I want you to remember: awareness is the first step toward change. And now we get to talk about the good part, how to bring them back. Let me tell you about my friend Margaret. She hadn't seen her teenage grandson in nearly a year. Every time she called, the conversations were short and awkward. She was heartbroken, convinced she'd lost him forever. Then she tried something simple but powerful. She sent him a text that said, "Saw this meme and thought you'd like it. No need to reply, just wanted you to know I was thinking about you." That small gesture, with zero pressure attached, it opened the door again. Slowly but surely, they started talking more. Because here's the secret: grandchildren don't need grand gestures from us. They just need to feel accepted, not judged. They need to know we're interested in who they are right now, not just who we remember them being. How to rebuild what's been lost. If you're ready to reconnect, here's where to start. First, let go of the past. Maybe there were hurtful words said or important events missed. Whatever happened, today is a new day. Instead of rehashing old grievances, try saying something like, "I've been thinking lately about how much I miss our talks. Would you like to grab lunch sometime?" No pressure, just if you'd like to. Second, find common ground in their world. Remember Jason, who thought his grandson wanted nothing to do with him? Then he discovered they both loved old cars. Now they work on models together every Sunday. You don't have to pretend to like things you don't, just stay open. You might be surprised what connections you find. Third, and this might be the hardest one, be patient. Rebuilding trust takes time. They might be hesitant at first, waiting to see if this change is real. Let them set the pace. A simple, "I'm here when you're ready," means more than a dozen guilt trips ever could. One of the most powerful ways to strengthen your bond is to create new traditions together. Maybe it's a monthly movie night where you watch their favorite films. Teaching them a family recipe, and letting them put their own spin on it. Starting a shared hobby, like gardening or puzzles. Even just a regular video call where you play an online game together. The activity doesn't matter nearly as much as the message it sends: I want to be part of your life, exactly as you are right now. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought: the greatest gift you can give your grandchildren isn't presents or money. It's the gift of feeling completely accepted. When they know they can come to you without fear of judgment, without pressure to be someone they're not, that's when the magic happens. Yes, the world has changed. Yes, they're growing up differently than we did. But love? Love hasn't changed one bit. It still has the power to bridge any gap, to heal any distance. So start today. Send that text. Make that call. Share that silly meme. And little by little, you'll find your way back to each other. Because here's the beautiful truth: it's never too late. Never. Your story together isn't over. In fact, the next chapter might just be the best one yet. I'd love to hear how these ideas work for you. Have you tried reaching out in new ways? What's helped you stay connected with your grandchildren? Share your stories in the comments. Your experience could help another grandparent find their way back to their family. If this resonated with you, please like and share this video. And don't forget to subscribe for more conversations like this one. Remember, we're all in this together, and every relationship is worth nurturing. Here's to new beginnings and to the unbreakable bonds of family. Until next time, keep loving, keep reaching out, and keep believing in second chances. They're closer than you think.